Have seen many changes in our little vine. From an insignificant wooded lot to a campus which has become sacred to hundreds of students. From a little publicized school to a leader in the field of Bible college education. Surely this has been the handiwork of God. But the vine doesn't stop growing here. Divine design continues to unfold. The doors of Fort Wayne Bible College open ever wider. By a gracious providence, the college comes to its 50th anniversary with a space to expand to meet the challenge of the future. The story of this remarkable providence is so thrilling that I want to tell you about it. 136 years ago, Fort Wayne was a military fort. And because of its location at the junction of rivers, it was an important Indian trading post. Several hundred white people lived in and around it, and several thousands of Indians, mainly Miamis, roamed the forests of northern Indiana. The Miami Indians were led by Chief John B. Richardville, and it was with this chief that a treaty was made in 1818 as a result of the War of 1812. To him and his Indians was given a reservation, including the section lying directly across the boulevard from our present campus. The Miamis eventually sold their land holdings and moved to Kansas. Then, a part of it, after changing hands a few times, was sold to a Mr. Frederick Whitkey in 1845. The 14-acre area, shown in red, was sold to Fort Wayne Bible College by the Whitkey family on January 26, 1953. This only undeveloped area in southwest Fort Wayne is now surrounded by beautiful homes, restricted from all commercial developments, and is considered one of Fort Wayne's finest residential sections. We believe that God's providential hand has been preserving this fine property for the further expansion of the vine of his own planting. To keep pace with our present and anticipated growth, the governing board appointed a building committee to plan for new buildings on the South Campus. First, the committee and the architect devised a master plan for long-range development. A cluster of buildings in a wide arc faces Rudisill Boulevard. A library is at the center. The educational administrative building to the top. Eventually, a chapel and a union building below. On either side of the campus, dormitories and other buildings, accessible from side streets. To the rear is a beautiful wooded area which can be used for housing and recreation. First step is the erection of a new library and an educational administration unit. This is a preliminary sketch of the new library, greatly needed because the old one is much too small. Much work has gone into the floor plans, which provide a reading room for 160 students, stacks for 44,000 books, processing rooms, an office, seminar and listening rooms, a room for audiovisual materials, and an auditorium for audiovisual instruction. Now take a look at the other building. One whole wing of the new Educational Administration building will provide adequate office space for faculty and staff. Then the first floor of Bethany Hall where the offices are now located, can be returned to a girls' dormitory. The other wing will include the educational facilities. Think of the great improvement of 12 new classrooms on the first and second floors. In addition, there will be a science laboratory, a new radio department with a fine studio, a well-designed bookstore, a handy post office, committee rooms, and other features, all touched off with a spacious lobby at the entrance of the building. This new building program is being launched as a part of our 50th anniversary celebration. It is the basis for an enlarged ministry for Fort Wayne Bible College. So this is the story of a vine of God's own planting, of God's own care. Under God, it took great vision, great courage, great faith for our founders to plant the seed which has now become a maturing vine. We should ask ourselves, I want to ask myself, do we have such vision, such faith, such sacrifice? God help us to meet the challenge of this hour. World need has never been greater nor more critical. May this vine of God's own planting blossom forth to full beauty. May all who come to learn the word of life under its shadow go forth to proclaim the gospel of Christ to the ends of the world.